Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cox Connections. Brad Grundmeyer, Director of Public Government Affairs for Cox, Louisiana. Thank you so much for tuning into our show. In this segment, we're going to be talking to our friends at Louisiana Lighthouse. Lighthouse, Louisiana, and the great work that they're doing here. I'm happy to have Miss Jenice Heck, who's the Vice President of Vision Rehabilitation Services at Lighthouse, Louisiana. Jenice, thank you so much for coming by. Great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And it is, I think, very appropriate. We were talking a little bit off camera about your own visual impairment and journey through that. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But first thing that just comes to mind as I see it is Lighthouse, Louisiana has a name change. And why so?
Well, because we do more than what we started out to be.
Yes.
And the Lighthouse has actually been around since 1915, and most people know us as Lighthouse for the Blind in New Orleans. And now we are serving more than just the blind, and we're serving out beyond New Orleans. And so we needed to have a name change to speak more to who we are and what we're doing now.
You mentioned some of the programs outside of just for the blind. What are some of them that you're doing now as you kind of enter a different phase with Lighthouse, Louisiana?
Well, actually, we have employment services that we offer to help people with all types of disabilities to find jobs out in the community. It's called supportive employment, where we provide job coaching and job counseling. And the newest thing that we're doing is we are starting to provide services for the deaf. And so, yeah, we're branching out. We're trying to help as many people as we can.
And so, obviously, to eliminate for the blind, and Lighthouse becomes a little bit more all-encompassing and allows you to do and serve other clients that are out there that are probably in need. The first one, as you said, the jobs. Probably there are many who definitely could work and get themselves in the workforce, but to your point, just don't have the resources and more so the encouragement to push them and encourage them that they can get a job and that they do have skills and talents that they can utilize in the workplace.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And that's the key. When you lose your vision, I mean, you just need to learn how to do things differently.
Right.
And so that's what we're all about, is teaching people how to adapt and teaching them that they do have skills and talents and a lot of opportunity out there. And so it's part of it is teaching the visually impaired person how to achieve their potential. And then the other part of that is educating the public on the phenomenal amount of potential that people have who are visually impaired. Yeah,
I wouldn't say with high risk comes high reward, but where high challenge comes great reward, because that is exactly what the work that you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit more about, if you wouldn't mind, tell me a little bit about the business, how long it's been in existence, because I know it's got a great, rich history here in New Orleans.
Yes, we began as a mop and broom factory in 1915, and some people around here still remember people going door to door and selling mops and brooms. But we haven't been doing mops and brooms for a while now. We've always been a manufacturing agency designed to create jobs for the blind. But back in the 90s, we had a new president come on board, and he had a new vision for the Lighthouse, because he realized not everyone who's blind wanted to work in a manufacturing plant, but there was so much more that we could do. His name's Bill Price. He's fabulous. Wonderful guy, very mission-minded.
Excellent.
And so because of his leadership, we were able to start branching out into other areas, such as our supportive employment services, such as the vision rehab services, where we teach people how to adapt. We teach them the skills they need to be successful, no matter what their goals are, whether it's a child in school who needs help to be successful, someone working age who needs to get out in the workforce, or an older blind person who just needs to learn how to deal with their kitchen and be independent in the home. That's what we do. We try to offer something for everyone, no matter what their goals are.
And I love that mops and broom. That sounds like a great fundraising opportunity, have this whole mops and broom, have all these artists paint mops and brooms for you. That's just a thought. But anyway, it just came to mind. Well,
now we're into paper products.
No, because then there you go. But it's always great to revisit your very humble beginnings, and it's really has come a long way from 1915 to where it is today. And as you're getting ready, obviously, in a couple of years to celebrate that 100th anniversary of Lighthouse. What an accomplishment it has been over the years.
And we are still a manufacturing agency. We just don't do mops and brooms anymore. We do paper products.
Oh, is it?
Cups
Okay.
and paper towels, and we repackage mesh trays. And it's all, we do have government contracts. And what the items we produce are sent to our troops overseas and used by our military, and we're very proud of that. And so, so yeah, And we're just starting to get out in the commercial market with our cups and our paper towels.
Quickly tell me about your own personal story. We were mentioning about that before we started to roll in this segment, but you were blind since birth, yeah?
Yes.
Visually impaired, I should say, correct?
I have Leber's congenital amaurosis, and yes, visually impaired. That's fine.
Yeah.
Or blind. I'm
You're
pretty,
blind.
I'm pretty blind.
And then we were talking about how you got involved with Lighthouse. It was because you're an occupational therapist that an opportunity to create a partnership with them occurred, and you've been there now for, what, 10 years, huh?
Yes, I'm just starting my 10th year.
How rewarding it is. Obviously, someone who walks in those very footsteps with many of the clients there, to be able to give back in that way. How has that affected you over the years? Just really must have been very rewarding.
It is rewarding. Many people, when they come to us, they're feeling hopeless, depressed, frustrated because they had vision at one time and then have gradually lost it, or suddenly lost it. And so you can imagine that's pretty scary.
Sure.
And so watching that transformation from the first day they come to us to how they progress in the programs, and we get to see them over time. I mean, they go from program to program as each program builds on each other and they develop skills. And the most amazing thing about it is watching them realize that there's hope, that they can do it. They can be independent. They can live a normal life, whatever normal is.
Yeah, that's true.
And be productive just like they were before. They just have to learn how to do things differently.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily the right way, because who says it is and who says it isn't.
Right, there is
so
no
it's just
right way.
a different
It's just
way.
what works
Absolutely.
for you. That's
and what
right.
is normal, which is a very good point. Some exciting news. You have a new facility in Baton Rouge. Tell me about that.
We do. Actually, we have a facility in Gulfport and Baton Rouge. And our Gulfport facility is a manufacturing plant. The facility in Baton Rouge is both manufacturing as well as vision rehab and employment services. So we're really trying to emulate there what we're doing in New Orleans.
If I'm watching the show right now, is there one thing that you wish everyone maybe knew about people who are visually impaired or blind?
Yes. Yes, there is. And that is, blindness just means that you cannot use visual information. It does not mean that you can't function or think or be productive like anyone else. It just means you have to learn how to do things differently. And so, you know, there's a lot of stereotyping out there when it comes to people who are blind. But I mean, come on, in this day and age, there's no reason, there's no limitation for someone who's blind. The technology is too great, the opportunity, the resources, there's just too many out
More and
there.
more than we can ever imagine as far as resources. It's really exciting.
It is, it really is, and we have a lot of fun doing what we do too.
Jenice, if someone is watching the show, is there a phone number they can call? As well as a website that they can go to learn about, of course, more so Lighthouse, but the new name change, Lighthouse Louisiana, and how they can learn about you guys.
Sure, absolutely. In New Orleans, it's, of course, 504-899-4501.
Yep.
And in Baton Rouge, it's 225-275-1200.
And what's that website?
We are lighthouselouisiana.org.
Love it. That's great. Jenice, thank you so much for coming by.
Oh, you're
Thanks
welcome.
for sharing your story. More so, think about your passion that you have for helping those to face the challenges and know that there's great reward on the other side. Great to have you here, and congratulations. And thanks for the great work of the people at Lighthouse Louisiana.
Thank you very much.
All right, everybody, that wraps it up this segment of Cox Connections. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.